if somebody were to tell me they really enjoyed EDtv, I guess I could kind of see that. But for me personally, I didn't really care for this. This was released in 1999. It's directed by Ron Howard. It's written by Lowell Gans and Babaloo Landau. And we have a cast including Matthew McConaughey, Jenna Elfman, Woody Harrelson, Ellen DeGeneres, Martin Landau. Really brilliant, strong cast, of course. And it's because of Woody Harrelson that I became aware of this. And I don't really know how I feel. I didn't really enjoy it, but there's nothing really wrong with it. I think for me it was just kind of boring and also too long as well. It's about 2 hours and it really didn't need to be. The pacing was not great at all. There were some moments that were pretty interesting as a concept, and I'll talk about it in a moment. I liked it, but the execution was just a little bit dull. But the characters were great, so I guess I'm kind of in the middle. This is about a TV network that decides to film somebody's life 24/7. And my first thought was, that kind of slightly sounds like The Truman Show. But then I thought about it and realised that actually it's nothing like The Truman Show. But if you do like The Truman Show as a concept, then this might also appeal to you. But actually, the execution of the narratives, they're not really anything alike, not very strongly. And it's all about following Ed and his life. And for 2 hours. And to be honest, if this were a real thing, if somebody's life was followed for 24 hours, I wouldn't want to watch it for 2 hours if it was this dull. And then they could have made it more interesting because this is a film. And honestly, I just feel like it was kind of boring. As I said, there were some scenes here and there that were okay. But for the most part, I didn't really find any of it to be that interesting. IMDb lists it as a comedy and a drama, and also a satire. And yeah, we have drama, and I can see attempts at comedy, and I think there are things that might appeal to certain people's comedic tastes, but I didn't really find any of it funny. I think for me, the most interesting part was not what was happening, but wondering what might happen next, because it is a very unpredictable film, and obviously with this being live on television for 24 hours of the day, it is kind of a little bit tense, knowing that anything really awkward or embarrassing could happen at any moment, and it would be broadcast live. So I think the reason I was able to watch it and not be too bored was not because I was enjoying it, but I was enjoying the anticipation, if that makes sense. What happened wasn't interesting, but I was still thinking, what could happen next? So I don't know, it's kind of an odd one because it's not terrible. And I guess I did enjoy some of the experience, but I can't point to anything in this as saying I actually enjoyed this moment or I liked this moment. And the characters are likeable. Ed is a likeable character, and I thought he's played by Matthew McConaughey. And yeah, I think they chose a good person to follow. I thought he was a good choice there. So I guess I can say that I'm glad I don't make a habit of giving films star ratings. For information, it has 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb across 45,000 reviews and ratings, and I'd say that's fair. That's a pretty average rating. It's not terrible, it's not amazing, it's just in the middle. As I said, I feel like it could really appeal to some people's comedy tastes. It doesn't to me, but the anticipation was kind of good. I think the only definite bad thing about it was the length. I just don't think it needed to be anywhere near 2 hours. Maybe an hour and 40. I think we could have taken away 20 minutes without losing anything. I think an hour and 20 would have been too short. I think we do need a bit of time to flesh things out, but 2 hours was far too long. So that's the only definitely bad, in my opinion, thing about the film. Everything else is kind of mediocre. I can see it appealing to some people. I think there are people who will probably like it less than I did. I don't know. In general, EDtv it's okay. It's an okay film. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I wouldn't watch it again. But I guess it's fine, and I suppose I'm happy to recommend it.